Welcome to Dan Brown's universe.
It was 9 o'clock on that warm April night. I was reading emails, and to my delight, a question from Justin, a neighbor to our north, displayed on my screen, and so I set forth, in reading his email, within which I found an inquiry, the nature of which so profound, that even great scholars, professors, and teachers, students, philosophers, writers, and preachers would stutter and quake at its deep implications. Yes, this question could rock entire civilizations. But let's take a deep breath. Yes, a brief hesitation before we answer Justin's question. The question which Justin has asked so politely is not a question that one should take lightly, and yet I don't have enough information. Yes, this is the difference between our great nations. The problem you bring up, the question you ask us, is only a problem for us in Alaska. So let me get to the point. Let me close up this deal. Justin asks if I think it's okay to club seals. So here's the question that Justin asked. Hello, Dan. Living in Canada, my school often debates this topic. Most people believe that it's just a gruesome way to have fun killing, when it's really about controlling population. I was wondering what your ideas were on seal clubbing. Now, Justin, when I first read your question, I've got to admit to you, I was at a bit of a loss. I live in Nebraska. Nebraska is pretty much completely landlocked. I mean, there are a couple like small lakes and rivers, but there's no great oceans, no great bodies of water, and even more importantly, there are no seals. So, because we don't have any seals in Nebraska, we don't have any seal clubbing in Nebraska either, and because we don't have any seal clubbing in Nebraska, I've never really thought about the issue. But Justin, because of your question, I felt obligated, not only to you, but to my entire viewing audience, to come up with an informed opinion. So, I did some research. Seal hunting, or sealing, is the personal or commercial hunting of seals for their pelts, blubber, and meat, as well as to ensure the population does not reach levels that would threaten other species. In the seal hunt, there are typically two sorts of weapons that one might use. There is the fairly normal, just, high-powered rifle, point, shoot, dead seal, there you go. And there's also what is known as the haka-pick. Now, what the haka-pick is it's a stick with a thing at the top, and the thing at the top is a hook and then a hammer. And what you do is you use it to smash the skulls of seals, and then you use the hook to carry them off. In the last 5 years, 97% of the seals that have been killed in seal hunts have been 3 months old or younger. When you take into account the average lifespan for a human, 75 to 80 years, and the average lifespan for a harp seal, which is about 30-35 years, killing a 3-month-old harp seal is sort of equivalent to killing a 7-month-old human baby with a club. Sorry for that imagery. When one sees the images of these baby seals being clubbed to death by hunters with these haka-picks, I mean, it's really easy to understand why there is so much sympathy for these baby seals. Baby seal on the ice, just innocently there with its big black eyes. It's too young and too weak at this point to move very quickly, and there's a hunter that comes up above it with a haka-pick, and what are you doing with that thing? With that said, however, Seal hunting is not just senseless killing. There is a very real market for seal products. I mean, the pelts, and the oils from their skin, and the meat from the seals. And as a capitalistic society, we've been okay with killing animals for profit for a very long time. Ultimately, what this issue comes down to is the "oh" factor versus the money factor. Like most other issues, there is a balance to be made. Here's what I think. I think that it is okay to hunt seals for a profit as long as a few conditions are met. One, we need to have quotas on the number of seals that can be hunted each year so that we don't endanger the seal population from our hunting them. Two, the killing of the seals must be humane. I understand that humane killing is sort of an oxymoron, but what I mean is that the killing of the seals needs to be as quick and painless as possible. And actually, surprisingly, when used properly, the hakapic meets these criteria. So, the question is, are hunters using the hakapic correctly? Far too often, the answer to that question is no. This is what needs to happen. If sealing is to remain legal, the powers that be need to increase scrutiny when it comes to giving out seal hunting licenses. If that can happen, and hunters can learn to hunt seals in a humane fashion, then I really have no problem with clubbing seals. So there you go, Justin. I hope that I answered your question sufficiently. If there is anyone else out there in the whole wide world that wants to see their question answered right here on my universe, please send me an email at danbrownuniverse@gmail.com. Last week, I'm glad that I got the polka dot Addison. I really am. But ever since then, it's just not the same. I am having a contest.
Contest time!
If you think that you know what I should put on my wall, please send either an email to danbrownuniverse@gmail.com or post a video response to this video telling me or showing me what you think I should put here. Now this is sort of an open-ended contest. I don't have a set date for when it's going to end. I'm not really sure what I'm going to judge it on. It's just when I hear the right idea, I'm going to know it's the right idea, and I'll make sure I get in touch with you to try to figure out how we can make it happen.
Interesting viewer.
This week's interesting viewer is YouTube username Dr988. What makes Dr988 so interesting? Well, for starters, he has only 9 fingers. He lost one of them a long time ago in some sort of an accident. But more importantly than his lack of 10 digits on his hands is his incredible, amazing, spectacular ability to play the air fiddle. Check it out.
Your bow and play your fiddle hard. Cross your blues in Georgia and the devil deals the cards. And if you win, you get this shiny fiddle made of gold. But if you lose, the devil gets your soul.
Check out his entire air fiddle video in the link in the side box. If you would like to be my interesting viewer, please send me an email at danbrownuniverse@gmail.com with a picture or a video of yourself and a brief description of what makes you so interesting. That about does it. I will see you next week. Bye.